It's time for City Beat, your source for all the latest news on the city of Thompson, only on 610 CHTM.
Hello and good morning and welcome to City Beat. I'm your host, Jared Schneider, and joining me today is Mayor Tim Johnston. Good morning, Mayor Johnston.
Good morning.
I'll give you the first minute to run things down from the past week or so.
Well, just a couple things to update people on over the last few weeks because haven't been able to attend the last couple of weeks. Obviously, the city has been busy in our capital works in and around the community. I thank the public for their patience in and around some of those projects. We're now nearing completion on most of the ones that people have seen the work, including the work on Thompson Drive South, as well as at the Thompson Regional Community Center. With some of our major capital works, there's still some smaller pieces to finish off in those areas. And then we're also doing a lot of patching of asphalt areas in and around the community with our own crews. So the works will continue. We've also had a few tenders that have closed recently, including work to be done in the Burton Trailer Court on drainage and some other projects. So it's been a very busy year, but I really like to look at some of the projects as they're coming together. So again, urge people to take caution in around those areas. And again, I thank them for their patience. The big one, obviously, right now this week is it's back to school. And I just want to urge all people in and around the school zones to take extra caution and ensure that safety is the first priority. We've got lots of young children heading back to school. They're excited, and they may be thinking of other things besides necessarily looking out for traffic. So make sure that the drivers are doing that for them as well, and that's appreciated. We will have a presence of the RCMP and bylaw in and around the school areas to ensure that traffic is flowing smoothly and safely. I can advise that starting next Monday, Council is back to our regular schedule of every 2 weeks, and we'll get going on Monday with some work. And this upcoming weekend, we've got the Health and Leisure Mart and the Northern Market at Thompson Regional Community Center. I urge people to get down. The Health and Leisure Mart is a great opportunity, especially for newcomers to our community and families, to come out and see the absolute wide array of activities and events that people can participate in this community, and it's a great way to move forward into the fall and winter season, despite the fact that the weather says it's going to be a beautiful weekend, and encourage people to also get out and take advantage of it, because it's pretty rare you're going to get 29 degrees on a September day, and so I urge people to do that. The last one, just let people know that the Norplex pool will reopen from its annual shutdown as of September the 16th, and again, I thank people for their patience while the facility is under maintenance.
204-677-8181. We'll take calls live today. We haven't done it in a little while, a few months maybe, but we'll take live calls today if you'd like to call in. 204-677-8181. Now, I know you mentioned a little bit off the top, a little bit about the road construction and some of the things we've done, including the paving of the TRCC parking lot. Now, could you update us on some of the other things that are going on and some of the other things that we might see here over the next couple of weeks and through the rest of September?
Well, we'll continue. As I said, we've had a couple other tenders in terms of some drainage in the Burton Trailer Court. We're also continuing with the seal coating of Seal and Cree Road. That work should be done in the next little while. And then, of course, the contractors are finishing up some of the entrances along Thompson Drive South and the line painting on the street. So that work will continue. And, of course, we're also moving into the time of the year when we do a lot of our utility work. So we have posted some of the posters in around the community. I know Stanford Bay, I believe we're going to be doing some work there on the utility. So again, it's been a busy year of construction, and it will continue well into the fall. We'll continue to try and keep people aware of what's happening through the media and our website, and urge people to take a look at the signs that are posted in and around the construction areas.
204-677-8181. Now we'll go to the phones. We have a caller. Good morning, and you're on City Beat with Mayor Tim Johnston.
Good morning. My question is when do you think that we'd be able to get a 911 number in Thompson? As I tried calling the RCMP, and the first time I got no answer. The second time I was put on hold, and I was just lucky that it wasn't a situation where it was life and death. It was just basically people partying and waking up my kids. So is there a possibility we might be getting a 911 in Thompson?
Well, just to clarify, Kate, I think there's a lot of confusion about the system that we have in place in Thompson right now. In Thompson, we don't officially have the dial 911 service. However, we use 204-677-6911 for RCMP and 7911 for the fire department. When you're calling the fire department, we handle that with our own dispatchers in Thompson, and we dispatch. If you're calling the RCMP 6911, you are actually being rerouted into the 911 call center for the RCMP service. And I am aware of some specific instances over the last few weeks that we've had some issues with the pickup of some of those calls, and I have had the chance to meet with the inspector regarding that. I know he was concerned, and we've relayed those to the dispatch center. But I want people to understand that the system that's in place in the province right now, even though we don't officially have dial 911, we plug into those systems by having people rerouted instantaneously in terms of the transmission. So I still believe it's important to get to the quick 3-digit 911, but I just want people to understand that we are plugged in, and we're going to be doing it even more so with the Thompson Fire and Emergency Services, I believe, in the next little while, into the provincial dispatch system, certainly for policing, and we're moving in that direction very closely with ambulance and fire.
204-677-8181 if you have a call from the mayor, 204-677-8181. Now, moving forward to next week, as a matter of fact, the Premier of Manitoba, Greg Selinger, is going to be in town next Thursday, as a matter of fact. Could you tell us what that's for and what are some of the things that might be going on with that?
Well, I understand the Premier is going to be in the city. I think they're going to be doing a political event, and it's always good to have the Premier visit, and I appreciate Minister Ashton pushing hard to get the Premier, and I understand there will be some other members of the government as well visiting our community. I urge people, if you have a chance, to speak to the Premier. I think there's a couple things that as a community we need to press hard for the need. The first one, quite frankly, is I spoke recently with the Minister of Justice and reinforced the need for this community to have a cadet-type program similar to what's being offered in Winnipeg. And I remind the public that the Premier did promise that in the last provincial election, so I would ask residents to remind him of that promise and to stress the need to address the issue of addictions in our community. So that's one. The second one is I also had an opportunity recently to talk to the Minister of Conservation. It's 29 degrees today in Thompson, and the provincial park, Paint Lake, is closed for camping. It's going to be a wonderful weekend. And another promise of this government was affordable cottaging for all residents in this province. And when I met with the Minister of Conservation 2 weeks ago, I advised him that we really need to address the camping season at Paint Lake, the amenities at Paint Lake, as well as the availability of cottage lots in and around Thompson, because I think it's one of the best retention and recruitment strategies we have by enabling people to get out and enjoy the outdoors. So another thing is, if people get a chance to remind the Premier, is the need to address the quality of life in terms of the provincial park. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be in the city. I'm traveling to Ottawa next week, so I won't have a chance. I have spoken to Minister Ashton a fair bit recently. We're hoping that we can move forward on agreement for the implementation of the cadet program in the near future. But again, I urge residents to, if they get a chance, to stress or state some of those priority needs for our community if they interact with the Premier while he's here next week.
204-677-8181. Now, it's also a busy weekend this weekend. The Health and Leisure Mart is in town, as well as the Northern Farmers Market. What do these events usually bring into the city every year?
Well, you know, I think that one of the great things about the Health and Leisure Mart, and it's been going on for an awful long time, is that it really highlights the activities, both the number as well as the various types of activities that residents can take advantage of this community. One of the great things about Thompson is that we're big enough that we have a lot of those activities that many smaller communities in this province can't offer. And I always tell people, whether it's downhill skiing at Mystery Mountain, or whether it's it's outdoor activities or activities around the Thompson Regional Community Center or any of the local organizations that provide activities. It is amazing the things that people get involved with. And I know, believe me, despite the fact it's 29 today, I can tell you this, it's going to get colder, it's going to get darker earlier, and it is a long, cold winter if you don't get out and get involved in activities. So I encourage people, especially newcomers, go down to the Health and Leisure Mart, see what's available this year, and get involved in the community, whether that's signing up to participate or also signing up maybe to volunteer with some of these organizations and get involved. It's we live in a great community, as I say, with so many things to offer. People need to get out and take advantage of them.
204-677-8181. Now, moving things back to regular council meetings, as you mentioned off the top, starting this Monday, what are some of the things that we might see on the agenda over the next few meetings and through the fall into the winter?
Well, it's interesting. We worked on the agenda yesterday, and I guess we're still a little bit on the summer break because it looks like it's going to be a fairly short meeting. There's not an awful lot of resolutions for the consideration of council, but it's good to get back into the regular schedule and get back into the habits in terms of addressing some of those areas of need. So I look forward to, again, council getting back to the table Monday, and I believe there will be a delegation at council, and then there are a few resolutions. And again, council meetings are always open to the public. Encourage people to come down. In fact, we have a question period. Any question is welcome at question period. It's usually at the end of the council meeting, but I know that we've had some discussion amongst council that maybe we should move that to the front of the meeting so that people have an opportunity. They don't have to sit through what we're doing to get their question asked. But I always encourage people that, I think that local politicians at any level, whether it's school trustees or city councilors, they do it because of the connection with their community, and because they like doing it. And I think that a big part of that is the interaction with the public. And I encourage the public, when you have the opportunity, or if you have a question, please pick up the phone or email your representatives, because that's what we are, and convey your concerns. I have had a number of calls over the last few weeks, and people almost always apologize when they phone me, and I say, believe me, I appreciate when people phone me and they ask the question directly of me, as opposed to not phoning and going by the rumors or whatever they're hearing on the street. So I always encourage people, participate in local government. We're here to serve you. We're your representatives, and we're always available. I say it all the time. I appreciate people coming up to me. I can be reached on my cell, 679-0915 at any time, or tdj@mymts.net. And I welcome that communication. I enjoy it.
204-677-8181. We're running out of time for this week, but before we go, I'll give you the final minute to preview things for the week ahead.
Well, again, it's going to be a great next few days, so encourage people to get out, enjoy it while we have it lasting. And again, I really want to urge caution and safety in and around the school zones as kids are getting back to school, as well as you're in and around our construction zones. And other than that, I wish everyone a great week, and we'll see you at Health and Leisure Mart.
And that will do it for City Beat this week. Make sure to tune in every Thursday at 11:30 for more insight into your municipal government and a chance to ask more questions. I would just like to thank Mayor Johnston for joining me today and stopping by, and to everyone else, I hope you enjoy your Thursday.
City Beat